We now welcome Bryan and Farhan Lalji. And guys, Sam Darnold has really come a long way from the quarterback that was quote unquote seeing ghosts. And last season, he joined Tom Brady as the only QBs to win 14 or more games in back-to-back seasons. And oh yeah, he also led the Seahawks to a Super Bowl victory. But when you mention the league's best quarterbacks, his name still doesn't seem to come up a whole lot. So Hayes, we'll start with you. Does Darnold get enough respect?
No, I don't believe he does. And I think you actually kind of referenced where a lot of people's minds still go, Sarah, seeing ghosts, right? The stench of the New York Jets. That's not Darnold's fault. It's that the Jets are the Jets, yet he got drafted there. He underperformed there. It was a disaster. And they spat him out of New York. And it took him a while to get back on his feet. But you mentioned also Tom Brady. I mean, this guy wins ball games, and he's also healthy, right? The last 2 years, he starts every single game. Seattle last year, Minnesota the year before. I thought he performed really, really well in the playoffs. And, you know, when you talk about consensus throughout the league, whether it's executives, coaches, players, the NFL Network, media, fans, you never see Darnold anywhere close to the top 10. And he has been a top 10 quarterback the last 2 years with a Super Bowl win. So if you've played like a top 10 quarterback for back-to-back years and you've won the Super Bowl, why are you not in the top 10? It's because he's still not getting enough respect.
Yeah, Bryan, I couldn't agree with you more. And when you talk about the stench of the Jets, I also think there's a bit of a stench from his final 2 games in Minnesota, because until then, he was operating at MVP level there. But the final regular season game and that one playoff game, things didn't go well. And people say, oh, see, he's still that guy who was seeing ghosts. But when you look at Sam Darnold, I think sometimes when he makes mistakes, he makes them loudly. But he also has his successes very loud. And, you know, I think of the 14 interceptions he threw last season. Well, 6 of those came against one team, the Rams. But then look at what he did against the Rams in the playoffs. 346 yards in that game. He was outstanding. He completed 70% of his passes, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. So on a big stage with so much at stake in an NFC Championship game, he delivered. And I think that's how people need to start remembering Sam Darnold and give him the respect he deserves.
All right, so you both agree here that he really does deserve the respect. But I want to put this to the test. And Hayes, let's see where you think Darnold stacks up in his own division. I want you to rank the starting QBs in the NFC West.
Okay, this is, I think, appropriate respect. I have Matt Stafford at number 1, right? The quarterback in L.A., the reigning MVP. He's a gunslinger. He's a winner. He's won a Super Bowl as well, just like Darnold. He's got a stacked lineup out there. I don't think it's going, out of the realm of possibility to suggest that he could be chasing another MVP this year. So I have Stafford at 1, and whoever is going to be the quarterback in Arizona at 4. I think that's the easy part. Stafford at 1, Cardinals quarterback at 4. Where it gets tricky is who is 2 and who is number 3. Brock Purdy, I don't trust him based on availability. That's the biggest ability in football is availability. He doesn't play every single game. I'm going Sam Darnold at 2. I have Sam Darnold at number 2 in the NFC West. I think he's got more of a lively arm than Purdy. And like I said, he plays 17 straight starts in the regular season the last 2 years. And every playoff game, you know who's playing behind center. You have no idea if that's going to be Purdy in San Francisco. So Stafford 1, Darnold 2, Purdy 3, and whoever's in Arizona at 4.
Okay, so Farhan, Hayes has Darnold sitting behind Stafford in the division. Do you believe Darnold can elevate his play to Stafford's level this season or down the road and be an MVP caliber QB, or have we already seen the best of him?
Yeah, no, I do think he can get to that level. And you look at this season, I think a lot more is going to be expected of him in the early stages while the running game gets itself figured out. You've got Price, who they drafted in the first round. They're not going to heap everything on him. And then eventually Zach Charbonnet will get healthy. In between, Darnold's going to have that opportunity. And, when you look at Bryan's rankings of those quarterbacks, I think it's fair, but also consider the coordinators, the guys calling the plays for the Rams and for the 49ers. When you look at Kyle Shanahan and Sean McVay, those are 2 of the top 3, top 4 offensive play callers in the National Football League. So I think their quarterbacks are helped by that. When you look at Darnold last year, he had Clint Kubiak, who certainly has done some good things now, and now he's the head coach with the Raiders, but that was only his 3rd year as an offensive coordinator. He's not nearly as pedigreed as some of those other 2 guys are. So I think when you look at Darnold, he's done it despite having that guru around him, and I think that he can get to that next level. And ultimately, Darnold's going to be here for a long time. Stafford, he's only got a year or 2 left given his age, so I think very quickly he'll be at the top of the division. Darnold will, and we'll be talking about him as a potential MVP candidate as well.
All right, well, whether or not he does what you think he's capable of, Darnold does have a chance to make history by becoming the first QB to win 14 or more games in 3 straight seasons.